to continue my video and on women. I'm gonna get to the men in a little bit later on, probably next week. But I wanted to come back on here and finish from the last part that I did with women. Now, a friend of mine told me that while the content was great, that I was cursing just a little bit too much. Now, when I curse, when I swear, it's not against anyone specifically. That's my thing. That's what I do. But I'm going to make a conscious effort to tone it down. I'm not going to say that, you know, it's going to go away completely because that's not me. That's not my personality. That's not who I am. But I'm going to try to tone it down just a little bit, you know, because I don't want to take away from the content of what I'm trying to get across, which is look, women, sometimes you just got a lot of shit with you. And maybe you never had a family member who cared enough or a good friend who cared enough that would just tell you the shit straight and plain to your face. So I'm going to make myself your designated friend. And it doesn't matter what age, religion, sex, race, whatever. I'm going to be that friend that's going to keep it 100% with you because you got some shit about you. So let's start off with women. Stop holding your children hostage against your spouse. I don't know if I could say that word. So YouTube, please don't, strike me for that. But I couldn't think of anything else to say because that's exactly what I mean. You have a tendency of when your relationship ends with a guy or girl, whatever, whichever is your thing, I don't care. You have a tendency of, because the relationship is over, because it has ended, then that means the relationship with the man and his children ended as well. Okay, first of all, if your boyfriend, husband, whatever it is, loves his children, he's a decent father. He doesn't have to be a great father, but he's a decent father. He spends children, he interacts with them, even though he's home, he's tired, whatever. He still tried to spend time with them, take them to the family, whatever. It doesn't mean because your relationship has ended that he shouldn't see his children. And you have a tendency of doing that, keeping the children away from the man as a way to spite him. How you figure that's going to spite him, I will never know. Because the only person that ends up getting hurt are the children. Okay? So I don't understand how, and trust me, I have two children of my own too, and I know this firsthand. You know who they're going to resent later on? It's going to be you, because you didn't let them see their dad or the other side of the family because you were so angry and you were so bitter about the fact that he left you because he didn't want to be with you. Okay, so what? Plus, think about it too, women. That's a stupid reason to keep your children away from their dads. If he's abusive or if he doesn't really care about the children or whatever, if he's neglectful, if he doesn't even take care of them in the house, whatever, then I could understand you saying, you know what, forget it. I'm not sending my bloody children when you are not around me, because I don't know what the hell you're gonna do with my kids. Then I can understand that. But if the guy is a good guy, he wants to see his children, he wants to spend time with his children, he's not abusive, then what is the beef? Because if you think about it, kids can be overwhelming. That means you can have a break. You can have a moment where you can send them to their dad for the weekend or whatever, or during the week, and then they come back to you on the weekend. And that will give you a break so that you can center and regroup and become one with yourself again. So I don't understand why the hesitancy, because you're angry. I mean, come on, like, grow the hell up. So what? Relationships don't work out sometimes. Sometimes you end up at the shitty end of the stick. So what? Who gives a fuck? For Christ's sake, stop holding your kids back from their dad, or vice versa, guys, because she leaves you, you're mad, and because you're mad, you're trying to be vindictive, and you don't want to hand over the kids. Don't do that, because the only people who are going to get hurt are your children, nobody else. And you're not doing them any favors, and they're not going to like you because of that. So don't do that, please. The other thing is, continuing from the last session, stop, as I said, you need to go to your gynecologist, you need to go to the dentist, you need to take better care of yourself. Learn a skill or something instead of just sitting back and waiting for somebody to do something for you. Because when that happens, then they hold that over you. And that's how they get you stuck in these relationships that are going nowhere. You're stuck, literally stuck in these relationships that are going nowhere. Now you have become hostage in the relationship. Why? Learn a skill, do something to elevate yourself, to better yourself, so that you can get out of these dead end, no good, deadbeat relationships that you're in. What, you think you're doing yourself any favors by staying in these relationships? You've got to be bloody kidding me. No, you're not doing yourself any favors at all. So stop being in this vicious cycle, this endless cycle of going around and around and around constantly, and not going anywhere. The other thing is, let's get back to the children. Stop just sticking your kids in front of the telly, and you are on the phone all day, running your bloody mouth. Your house is a mess. The children are filthy. They haven't even had breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. Learn to, one, get your kids to read during the day. Buy them a book. Take them to the library if you can't afford to buy a book. Borrow books from the library and give your children to read, to do math problem or little English or some spell. You can write some words on a piece of paper and give it to them, to get them into the mode of getting to use their brains, so that your kids don't end up being stupid and idiotic and can't even discern situations to know when they're, when something good is happening versus when something bad is happening, because they have no sense of discernment, no sense of direction. Like, teach your children the things that they need, the tools that they need in life. Give them chores to do in the house, for Christ's sake, so that you're not overwhelmed doing everything. Even as an infant, get a little basket or a little box or a little plastic tub, and tell the kids, come pick up a few toys and put it in there, and tell them, come on, clean up, clean up, everybody do your share, so that they start learning to clean up around them, so that they'll start learning to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, so that later on they don't become you and are stuck in these ridiculous relationships because you never learn how to do things for yourself. I mean, my goodness gracious. Maybe you guys need a teacher or something to teach you the basics in how to be in a relationship and how to stay in a relationship. Because it doesn't matter how many men you get, it matters if you can keep him around for an extended period of time. And a lot of you can't, because you don't have the basic tools that's required to keep them around. Now, if you're a woman like me who don't give a shit, who's not looking, not interested, don't want any, then that's fine. You don't need to do any of this. You can sit around and eat bonbons, kick your bloody foot up, drink your tea, the heck you want because you know you're self-sufficient, you know you're self-reliant, you don't need anybody. But if you decide you're going to have somebody, then it means that's a conscious choice that you made to invite somebody into your circle. That's a completely different scenario from saying, I'm so sick and tired every day of hearing you women cry online, oh my God, I want a man. Where is my man? Where is my boo? Where is my husband? Shut the fuck up. I mean, like, seriously, shut up. Like, come on. How about what can I do for myself to elevate me, to make me better? So that when I do meet someone, I have something to offer. I listen to these idiots, Kevin Samuels. Really? Kevin Samuels? The way he speaks to women. Listen, Kevin Samuel, as far as I'm concerned, and this is my thoughts and my opinion, I'm entitled to them. As far as I'm concerned, Kevin Samuel, nothing but a gay-ass man who has been repressed. Probably a self-hating ass, gay-ass man who is in denial. Because all the relationship fucking advice he giving, I don't see him with no woman. I saw him with a man lying up in his bed though. But I certainly didn't see his ass. I ain't never seen him with no woman. He said he was married and all that. Okay, but where is your wife now? Where's your bitch now? You ain't got none. Because you're not interested in women. So I don't know why you dumbass heifers think you want to go to Kevin Samuels. For what? What advice he can give you that you should know for yourself? Please tell me. And the other Kevin, the cheating ass one with his wife, and those are the men that you guys want advice from. You know, see something wrong with you? Are you sick in your brain? If I think all you need to go and take advice on them idiot there who not even have no proper stable relationship and foundation, and you allowing them to be your guru and give you advice. What advice? Me I give you advice for free. You don't need Kevin Samuels to tell you you need to be a size 10 or a size 8 or a size 6 or a size blood clot. Kevin Samuel, he can piss off and go suck him mama with that blood clot bullshit there. What advice you want from him? About what? Eh? A repressed gay man who prefer men and hate women, and because he hate women so much, he they talking shit about women constantly. Pussy off you with that nonsense there. You hear? Get what advice from Kevin Samuel. You know, see how you're crazy for take advice from that idiot. Come over here and let me give you some advice for free. Much better advice than that fool who know nobody. At least I'm honest about the fact that I ain't got no goddamn body and I ain't interested in no goddamn body. At least I'm honest about that. I'm honest enough to put that out there. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Because it works for me. I do whatever I need to do for my goddamn self. And if I don't have it, I just ain't got it. Okay, oh well. But I'll give you goddamn advice for free. You don't need to go to this motherfucker to get no advice for nothing. Repress ass gay men talking about you're too bossy. Fuck you very much. Who made men the ruler and boss over fucking women? Who? And listen, you so-called Christians, don't even get me started on that bullshit. Here, because you believe in whatever religion you believe in, that does not mean that I have to live under your religious belief. This is why America is such a great melting pot, because people can believe whatever they want, okay? And if they choose not to believe in your God, okay, so what? So what? But why do I have to live under your rules that your God put you under? I may not believe in the same God you do. My God may be somebody else. So stop trying to put everybody in a box with this religious bullshit, which is why Kevin Samuel could say the shit that he does, and women could actually believe that shit. Okay? No, that's not the way it works. We are all entitled to whatever religious thing we want to believe in. Okay? And because of that, they have this ridiculous standard for women for them to live up to, for live up against, to live by, that it's just too ridiculously high. Have realistic expectations about your relationships and what it is you want for your life and your relationship. because the expectations that men have, it's ridiculously high, and you can't fulfill it. And as a result of that, you'll never be happy because you can't give them what you don't have. For a relationship to work, two people have to come together, and there have to be some commonality. We You want something, I want something. We figure out whether what we want from each other, even if it's not at least half, which is 100, it's at least going to be 75 or 80, and about, let's say 80 and about 75, because the other, we can figure around how to balance it to make whatever whole we want, because nobody can get 100%. Let's be realistic about that. Nobody can get 100% of what they really want. Let's be honest about that. Because if you tell me you can get 100% of what you want from any human being, I'll tell you you're a motherfucking liar and the truth ain't in you. Okay? So that's an impossibility. So don't set yourself up to look like a fool, because that's exactly what's going to happen. So have realistic expectations. You're looking for a guy, an average guy, great personality. I mean, whatever the hell it is, I'm just saying, great personality. He's financially responsible. Let me say that. He doesn't have to be financially secure, because everybody is not financially secure. There are lots of guys out here who are trying hard. It's a tough world. It's a tough economy, and we know the way it's set up. Black people just ain't cutting it, financially the way we should. Unless you're from Hollywood, where you make movies, or you're a artist or something, where you're making that money like that. Realistically, you got to do a 9 to 5, unless you're a business owner or something, and you're struggling. Two people struggling, trying to make it and trying to find love at the same time. So let's be honest about that and realistic about that. And as a result of that, you find yourself, okay, so you have your realistic expectations. You say, you know what? This guy may not have a car, but he has a steady job. He's been at his job consistently for a few years or a year even, right? And he has a good heart. He's funny, makes me smile. And I could work with that guy. If he brings whatever those things to the table, I'm not a bad person. I'm somewhat attractive. He's somewhat attractive. Excuse me. I don't have a car either. He don't have a car. But maybe we can put, you know, our money together independently, of course. And one of us may end up saying, I'll buy a car, a little secondhand car or something that could get us around. You shouldn't put that on him, that he should be the one to have a car. You have a car? No. So why are you talking about, your this is why people like Kevin Samuel could talk the shit that they say. Why it is you saying, oh, I want a guy with a car. If he ain't got a car, then I can't be with him. That's stupid. You're not really looking for a relationship. Then you don't want to, if somebody's workable, is my point, then work with them. That's all I'm saying. Look, I'm not telling you, we are all grown people, so I can't tell you what to do, but you can listen to things that people say. You can discern sense from nonsense. You know what? Maybe she has a point, and maybe I can Bill down the road, for example, may like you, but he doesn't have a car. But you see, Bill goes to work every day. You got 3, 4 badass kids who ain't got no baby daddy. Bill like you. Bill stopping every now and again, hand you a bag of groceries or something, or a few dollars because he see you out on the street looking hungry. Bill is a nice guy. You can work with Bill. Bill may not have a Bob Builder body. Bill may have a gut. You know, Bill may not be the perfect guy in the sense of physically. He have a six pack and muscles, but he may have a gut. But so what? Because if you and Bill work together and you say, you know what, let's go walking when you get home in the evening, just walking around the block, talking, getting to know each other, it will change your whole life as far as your weight goes. Those are things that I'm talking about. That's doable, that you can change. That shouldn't be a factor in your when you're thinking about having a spouse or having a relationship. If Bill is a good man and he's treating you well, then what's the big deal? Those are things you can work with. So don't oftentimes we are our own worst enemy, and we lose out on great things because your mind is not in the right place and you're not looking for the right things. So this is what I'm talking about when I say you need to get your shit together. Figure out what it is that you want. Write the shit down, put it on paper. If it's going to make you remember and come up with a concrete plan instead of just being out there blindly. You know? Just start doing that. Come up with some, have realistic expectations. Because when you have unrealistic expectation, nobody is good enough. Nothing is good enough. And this is why you end up meeting these men, because then your self-esteem start taking a hit because it's not working out. You're not meeting that guy. And the other thing too, women, oh my God, as I mentioned before, men can smell desperation on you like a freaking dog with fear. Your level of desperation is like a pheromone. It starts oozing out of you. Stop it, because you're only setting yourself up when you do that to be hurt. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Take a damn breath and calm down. Okay? Because they can smell it on you. You don't need to be desperate. Work on yourself. Build you. And I guarantee you, guys are going to be falling into your orbit all the time. Listen, case in point. Me not even a look. I am not even interested in looking. And yet me can't get rid of them. Could you imagine that? Me being the way that I am, brash, loud sometimes, honest. I'm very honest. I keep it 100 at all times. I don't have time for the bullshit. I'm too old for it. And as a result, they can't stop flock me. They can't stop bother me. Every minute, every 2 seconds, they're on me. Like you need to calm all that down. Desperation, it comes off of you. And this is why you end up with these mistakes with these men who treat you like crap because they feel your desperation. Oh, and if she's desperate enough, then I can do whatever the hell I want to do. But I'm not going on the men, later on. I'm just trying to get you women to get your stuff together. Like, seriously. It's too much. Even me as a woman, I hear men, I hear guys talking about you like you're trash. Like, I hear the things that they say, and it hurts me. Because sometimes I gotta pull up on them like, really? Because what does that make you? The fact that you still went and slept with this woman after all that thing you just said. What does that say about you as a man? I am the man version of I'm the woman version of men out there. All the crap that they talk about, that they're looking for and they're doing and they this and they that, I'm the female version of that. Because my standards are ridiculously high. But realistic, because I have all the things that I'm mentioning to you. You understand? So I know what it is that I want. And nobody can come me step to me with no foolishness. Because it's just not happening. This is why I could never listen to Kevin Samuels. He can't tell me nothing about me or about men that I don't already know. And I'm not saying that I know everything because I don't. But I know what I need to know if I'm looking for a man and I'm not. I don't have a problem finding a dude. I can get one any day, anytime, anywhere. And one specification to me. Never had that issue. Never will. 54. Still freaking hot as hell. Body together and all that. So I'm not worried about it. It just hurts me every time I hear that idiot talk to these women and the stuff that he says to them, and they're all crying or they're hurt and they're upset, and educated women at that, why they continue to go to him, I will never know. Shit, I'll be your love doctor, god damn it. Subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. Ask me whatever relationship advice you want. I'll give it to you for freaking free. You don't need to go to Kevin Samuel for no BS when you can't even keep a woman for your damn self because he's such a self-hating ass, yes, repress ass man that he hates women and talks shit about them on a regular, constant basis. I don't give a damn if he hear this. That's how I feel. He can't do shit about that. Freedom of expression and all that. I don't hate men because I don't want any. I'm not repressed. I still love guys just fine. I just don't care for their fucking personality. And I make no qualms about saying that. I have no issues with that, saying that. I don't need to lie about that. I don't care for the personality, and as a result, I'm not interested. I can go for the rest of my freaking life without another dude. I'll be just fine. I don't care. You understand? You will never hear me talking about, oh my God, I want a man. I'm looking for. Oh please, child, don't even embarrass yourself with that. Not I. Not interested. You understand? But get all this shit together. The things that you do allow these men to have this control over you. And I say control because that's what it is. If you are self-sufficient and self-reliant, then there is no control that any guy could have over you because you have your own. You add to what both of you have as a unit. He's not in it by himself, and therefore he can't tell you what to do. Now you're my husband or you're my boyfriend, and I respect you, I respect the relationship, but you can't tell me what to do. I am grown, and therefore I would never do anything because of my respect for the relationship as a unit that would embarrass us or disrespect you as my husband or my boyfriend in my relationship. So don't treat me like I'm a child by trying to tell me what I can and cannot do, because that's not your job. My daddy is dead, but god damn it, he didn't make you my designated daddy. Nah. You may be my husband, my boo, my boyfriend, but you're damn sure ain't my daddy, so you can't tell me what the fuck to do. See the difference? Because I contribute just as much as anybody else in this relationship, just as much as you. I pay half the bills. You may pay the mortgage. Okay, fine. That's okay. But I pay the gas, the electric, the car notes, and everything in between. You buy the groceries. So it's a split thing. But when you put that financial burden on them exclusively, and you're not, taking part of that burden, unless it's a situation where you were a career woman or you had a job and you had children and your husband, boyfriend, whomever decide, listen, we're gonna have to kick out all this money for daycare or babysitting or whatever. And I think it would be better if we use my salary because I'm making more money and you stay home with the children. Then that's a completely different scenario. Because even if you come with, you have to do this and you have to do that, you can remind him, listen, rascal man, me and my career, I work and make my money. You tell me for stay home for take care of them bad picnic what we have. You think you come tell me what to do because me there home in the house and you are the breadwinner? No, sir. Because I can go back to our next job again and make my own rascal money. So not try to tell me what to do because you can't tell me what to do. You understand? Because he would understand that you're not home because you're helpless and you're hopeless and you can't make money. You're a career woman. You had a job and you can find another job because the degree that you have doesn't change because you're staying home and taking care of the children. It doesn't go away because you're not using it in a job. You can even start a home-based business since you're home. That way, you're still getting an income coming in while he's out working. The point I am making is when you don't contribute to your relationship financially, then there is a huge gap between you and the person who is making the money. And therefore, they think they can do whatever the hell they want with you. Don't do that. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't allow anybody to have that kind of control over you. Please don't do that. Because you're stuck in these relationships that you can't get out of, and they think they can lord over you so badly that if you try to leave, it becomes an issue. Because some of these people out there can be just vicious and vindictive and do all kinds of stuff, okay, to you. I was looking at something the other day. There was this so-called couple that was on YouTube. One Caucasian, one black. They have 2 children. I'm sure you probably know who I'm talking about. And then, oh, they were so happy. They were so together. Now they're getting a divorce, and it's bitter and angry. Because she's making more money, apparently. She's the one that was making the money on YouTube. He's supposed to be a doctor or something, chiropractor or whatever. But because she's making more money now, it's an issue. She's a whore. She's this, she's that, she's the other. Look, listen. Stupid people are going to be stupid. You can't get away from that. But there are flags that comes out in a relationship that would tell you the level of stupidity that your spouse is at. There are certain things that people can't hide from. When they are control freak, when they are narcissistic, when they're stupid and idiotic, there are certain things that come out even in the courting process. You don't even have to wait until you're locked into a relationship to be able to discern that. You can tell based on little gives that these idiot gives that will tell you, run girl, run long, run far, run freaking wide. He's crazy. Don't even get into that relationship with him. But because of your desperation level, you would rather have this idiot than nobody at all. That's the other thing I need to touch on. Why is it that women, you can't just take a break away from relationship and just center yourself, calm your chi, get you together? Go on a little trip. You may not be able to leave the country and go to some island because everybody don't have a passport or whatever, or go to Europe or whatever. But if you have a car, you can get another state. Pennsylvania is right there. Or if maybe whatever state you're in, you can drive to another state. Maybe you have a friend. Maybe you don't, like a girlfriend or something, a cousin or neighbor or something that you talk to on a regular basis. And you can say, hey, do you want to go drive up to Iowa, Idaho, whatever, from whatever state you're in, something close by, and just go shop for the day or hang out at the mall or something. You can do that to get you out from wherever state you're living in to be able to experience something different. So that way you can start thinking reasonably and rationally and be able to discern narcissistic men, these crazy men, and be able to say to yourself, you know what? Yeah, I might want a guy. I might be looking, but I'm not desperate. And I'm not going to put myself in this situation because I can see certain things. And let me tell you something. Even though a guy may give off something, crazy or narcissistic, and you may laugh it off, because when you're younger, between 18 and 35, as I said before, you're in the pleasing phase. And when you're in the pleasing phase, it means you're going to do whatever you think is necessary to please this person. You understand? You're going to accept things that an older, more seasoned woman would never accept from a relationship. Because you can tell, this ain't going to work. See that? That ain't going to work for me. You better come correct or don't come at all. You understand? You need to be able to discern these things from young. You shouldn't have to wait until you have wasted your whole life on some guy and then figure out when you're 40, 50 that, oh my God, I wasted all these years on this fool. And what do I have to show for it? Stress, heartache, pain, misery. No, you shouldn't have to do that. So stop allowing these men to do that to you. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. I think I've had enough. I think there's enough information in here for somebody to start thinking about the situation at this point. To say, you know what? She may be a little brash, you know. I'm not really for the cussing. Just one person, just one woman. I'll be happy. Even though it's harsh, you may need that voice of reason in the back of your head to get your point across. To get that to you. Even though you honestly, that's what you were thinking, maybe not specifically the way she to hear it from somebody else. Here it is. I'm giving it to you free. You don't even gotta freaking pay for me. Pay for it. Just page. I would appreciate it. And leave a comment, please. Thank you. I'm learning. I'm new, but I'm trying to figure it out. I gotta find somebody to help me edit and all of that before I put out videos. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna put it out there and hope people at least watch it and give me their feedback. But I don't mean any harm when I curse. Like, that's just how I am, you know. And I think you guys need to hear this honestly. And as sometimes you gotta be a little harsh to be kind, because that's the only time you get it. Because other people, you know, pussyfooting around and trying to be diplomatic in telling you, it's just not getting through. And I need for you to hear and understand what I am saying. So until the next video, have a good one.